We've got a group of people working on props, on publicity, on, I'm sure I'm forgetting something else, but just to kind of give you an idea, I've been in rehearsals for roughly the last month or so, but that's just the actors saying the lines. If you don't have them in costumes or underneath proper lighting or on a set that captures the essence of the show, it's a pretty bare product. So it's interesting that you talk about bringing more people to a place where they can understand how much work goes into this. I couldn't even begin to tell you the number of true man hours that are getting worked on to bring this production to a place that it's open on next Thursday. I can tell you this, I know that for a couple of Eric Phillips's classes this week and next week, so his stagecraft class comes to mind, he's dedicating those class periods to those students helping with putting scenery together and painting. And I don't know how many people are in the class, but I know I would guess it's maybe somewhere between 15 and 20. And again, making up a number, I don't know for sure. But that class lasts for an hour, so you've got 15 to 20 sets of hands, plus Eric, plus Marshall Pope, our scene shop supervisor. That's 20, we'll call it 20 people. That's 20 sets of hands that are working for an hour, so 20 separate man hours that's getting accomplished all in really 1 hour worth of time. But when you see the final product and you see the intricate, when you see the fabric that's on the chaise lounge, when you see the fabric that is on, we've got a couple of chairs that are getting refabricated. We have, I wish I could take you in there and show it to you, because like looking at where the set is right now, and you'll be able to see this tonight when you film, like the set looks awful right now because we have so much more to do. But I think you'll be surprised it's Wednesday, so we've got a little over a week before we open. In a week's worth of time, it's going to be unrecognizable in there because of all the intricate painting that's been done. The floor right now is this blanket sort of gray color, and eventually that's going to have a kind of a checkerboard design. So it's hard to answer the question how much work is getting done, because it's like, even if I were to provide you some specific numbers, it's like when you go in there and you see the final product and you're like, ooh, this is a pretty set. You can look in a program and you can see, the set designer was so-and-so. He did a great job. And even our programs do say that so-and-so and so-and-so also assisted with this particular thing, but it doesn't say anything about the true number of hours that were put in there. Mm-hmm. But I promise you that like these students, and I say this kind of tongue-in-cheek, but I think it's real too, like we're all losing a decent amount of sleep over getting this project where it needs to be. And we do it because we love it. I mean, it's hard, and we all put in longer nights than I'm sure we would like to, but when opening night shows up and everything looks good and the show is working, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. Publicity is one that often gets overlooked. I mean, somebody's got to be making these posters, and somebody's got to be distributing them across the entire town, and that's not an easy job by any means. That takes a lot of time. Creating the program for the show, people come in and know exactly who's in what role, and we've got somebody working on the lobby display to give them a beginning experience to the show before they even get into the actual performance space. Well, we have 13 people in the cast, and so if we add that number to everybody else that has had some hand in the production side of things, and also the people that are involved on the publicity end, I would say we're getting to 50 people. And again, a ballpark estimate. When you have the program at the show, you'll be able to count all of those names, and then on the back you'll see a special thanks from this person and this person, and some of those people have provided costume pieces or provided set pieces. So We absolutely do what we can to recognize those people. And it's a shame that we can't stand them up on stage and say, hey, this is the face of the person who built all these costumes, or this is the face of the guy who was up here past midnight for the last 2 weeks making sure this set looks as good as it does right now. But if the audience chooses to, they can look in there and at least associate some names with that work.
Okay. So definitely a lot.
It's a collaborative process. I mean, like I said, I can be the best director in the world and have 13 of the best actors in the world, but a show like this doesn't really work if you don't have a very ornate set and these very large, colorful, beautiful costumes. And then even if that's not working, if you don't have somebody doing the publicity end of things, nobody's going to know what's happening. So there's really not one part that's more important than another.